welcome everyone to tonight's episode of the Invisible Woman Talk Show with your host, me, the incomparable Joyce Williams. I thank you so much for choosing to tune in with me tonight. I thank you so much for, supporting me during the break. It was needed. It was, I got the rest that I need, so I thank you guys so much. I know that, I talk about self care, and self care is very important. You don't want to get in a position where you're not able to take care of yourself or even other people because you're overwhelmed. So definitely take a break when you need one. But you know what? Nothing's changed. Grab your girlfriends, grab your snacks, grab whatever it is that you need, and hurry back. You do not want to miss a minute of this show. Why? Because this show is your show, the Invisible Woman Talk Show. Stay tuned. Hello, my name is Joyce Williams, and I'm the host of the Invisible Woman Talk Show. I talk about those topics that most people don't like to talk about. Weight, molestation. Let's just be real. Those are topics that nobody really wants to talk about, but I do. And I talk about them to help empower you to be strong, to be brave, and to overcome. So tune in to the Invisible Woman Talk Show to help you become brave, resilient, strong, and empowered. The Invisible Woman Talk Show, jwinvisiblewoman.com. Hello and welcome to tonight's episode of The Invisible Woman. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Stay with me, an amazing episode. You know it. And I just... Okay, I'm like, first of all, I'm so happy to be back in this spot. I'm like back on the set of The Invisible Woman. So I'm really grateful. And I thank you guys for your love and for your support. That is everything. So thank you. But let's get to the show. If you swim in a dating pool, it's kind of shallow. And there's so many catfish and rainbow trout and clownfish, that it's so easy to get discouraged. But you finally meet someone that gives you a glimmer of hope. You two laugh and you talk and, you seem to hit it off. Everything is going good. But then everything slows down. The phone calls are not as frequent. The text messages are either unanswered or you get short responses back. And you're left confused. And you're wondering what happened. Well, you could be in a situation where you become a plan B. You've been benched. So we're going to talk about the plan B, being benched. Benching in dating is when someone likes you enough to keep spending time with you, but not enough to make a commitment. So you're in one of those break in case of emergency situations. You're on the back burner. You get asked out when it's convenient. So let's go over some signs to help you determine if you're a plan B. The first sign could be that there's inconsistent communication. The communication is, like I said, they slow up on the communication. One day you may get several phone calls and, y'all just talking all day. The next day, there's nothing. So not a call, not a text, not an email, not a smoke signal. It's just crickets. But, and so you're not getting that consistent contact. They're not, like I said, their communication is inconsistent. That chances are you've been benched. And because let me tell you, people make time for what's important to them. I cannot stress that enough. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is too busy that they can't reach out to somebody that they care about. So if they're interested in you, yeah, they're not too busy. You're going to know. So don't let anybody tell you differently. We're going to be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to The Invisible Woman. We are talking about Plan B. Not that kind of Plan B, but the Plan B where you've been bitched. And we talked about if they are inconsistent with the communication. And we're talking about signs that, ways that you can tell if you've been benched, if you've been put on Plan B. And another way is if you're on call, on call, like you haven't heard from them, y'all ain't made no plans to see each other, and then suddenly you get that offer to meet up. That means that their other plans fell through. Let's just be real. So whatever or whoever that they had scheduled didn't plan out. Didn't pan out. So now they're sending that "what you doing" text to you, and you shouldn't be on call for a potential relationship. How could you possibly build a connection with a possibility? It's like in sports, the bench players, they have to wait until they get called upon. So, you don't have to, you have to decide if you want to, or if you're content with, being a Plan B, or if you want more. Because I know that, I know that some women, they have a lot on their plate and they are just kind of like, they don't have time for a full-time commitment. But you have to have a mutual understanding. So, if you have that mutual understanding, you have that agreement that, this is what it is, then that's okay. I'm not talking to you. But I'm talking to the people that want a commitment, want a fulfilling relationship. So that's not a position that you want to be in if you want a, fulfilling relationship. You don't want to be on call. The next sign is if they are unresponsive. And I'm talking about, like, if you make contact with your person of interest, and then they don't respond. I'm talking about they don't call you, they don't text you back. Chances are you've been benched. And you don't know if or when you'll hear from them again. So, remember the song like Mr. Telephone Man? And he was talking about, something's wrong with my line. Because he kept calling the girl and got a click every time. There's no need to alert your phone company, your phone carrier. You've just been benched. Just put it out there. I'm like, look, she came back with the power. I'm just saying, like, it is what it is. It's happened to the best of us. It's happened to me. It's happened to you. It's happened to somebody you know. You've been back burner, Plan B, benched. You may be saying, Joyce, you know what? I'm the person that they call when they're going through a difficult situation. I've been a rock. I can't be on the bench. Like, yeah, yes, love, you can be on the bench. Because what they do is they made you feel real important. They made you feel needed. They made you feel valued. But when you went through your challenges and you needed the support, was that person in your corner? Was that support reciprocated? Because if it wasn't, if you were their support, if you were their rock, if you were there for them, then yeah, chances are Plan B. And we're going to be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this short break. I feel like I just came back with, yeah. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. My name is Joyce Williams, and I'm the host of the Invisible Woman Talk Show. Life doesn't always give you flowers. That's why you should tune in to the Invisible Woman Talk Show. It'll help empower you to find your inner strength to bring out the beauty in you. JWInvisibleWoman.com, the Invisible Woman Talk Show. Welcome back to tonight's episode of The Invisible Woman. We are talking about that Plan B. You, the Plan B that's been benched. Or possibly been benched. We're going to put the quotes on it, possibly. But I understand you're like, why? Why have I been benched? What are the reasons? And you know what? It could be a number of reasons. And one of them could be that they have unrealistic expectations. Some people have unrealistic expectations from another person. Like they're looking for that perfect partner. And the slightest thing can turn them off. A disagreement, conflict, benched. They don't like the way you chew your food, benched. I mean, whatever the reason is, whatever their reason is, will keep you on the bench. But like, you're cool enough to keep on the roster, but their unrealistic expectations will keep you on the bench. And then there's dating apps. Dating apps are like buffets. You can put a variety of stuff on your plate. So when people are talking to multiple people, it's easy for them to get, to put somebody on simmer. You on simmer while they turn up the heat on another person, because they have so many people on the burner. You know, um, and what they'll do is they'll send you that occasional text, or they'll send you a meme or a post or something, just to keep the door open, just to let you know, hey girl, I'm still here, don't forget about me, that kind of thing. Because what you understand, what you have to understand, and what, yes, I do understand that the concept of dating apps, and I understand it is to date people and see what's out there, but you don't want to string somebody along. You don't want to have it to, like I said, where you're just having them wait in the wings while you pursue whatever else you have, your other options. You don't want that. That's not fair. So you want to make sure that as even if you're on the dating apps and you are seeing multiple people kind of putting your feelers out there, that you don't be stringing somebody else along too. Okay. There could be another reason why you're benched. And it's because it might not be the right time. I mentioned how people may have too much going on in their life, personally, professionally, that they don't have time to invest in a relationship. So they may not be emotionally available enough to participate in a committed relationship. So they, what did I just say? I'm like, okay, I got to start it on. They may not be emotionally available enough to participate in a committed relationship. So they may bench you in the meantime. Let me just put her over here right now, and let me work on my career. Let me work on my school. Let me work on whatever I'm working on, and I'm going to leave her right here. And again, that should be communicated. Otherwise, one person is thinking relationship, while the other person is thinking, I don't know, relations. You don't know what they're thinking, So you have to be clear so that there's no miscommunication. You don't want anybody to feel like, you don't want to lead them on to think that you want something serious, you want something solid, eventually leading to, the altar, when right now you're focused on opening your business, you're focusing on your talk show, you're focusing on, just throwing something out there, you're focusing on whatever you're focusing on professionally and personally. So just communicate that. I can't stress that enough. Communication is key, because you never know, they may not be looking for the same thing. So just know communication. That's all I'm saying. Communication. We're gonna be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to tonight's episode of The Invisible Woman. We are talking about the plan B, about being benched. And yeah, we were talking about why you may get benched. And we talked about that they may not have time for a committed relationship. They may be doing the dating buffet, the dating apps. They may be doing the dating apps, or they may have unrealistic expectations, like just anything you do get on their nerves, and that's, they benched. I don't have time for that. Another reason that you may have been benched is because they got options. And I'm like, what I mean is, like I just said about the dating buffet, is that, when you have options, when they're looking at the fact that I got options, they're weighing those options. So they're not ghosting you. Don't confuse benching with ghosting. Ghosting is when they just like, I'm out, and they gone, and you don't hear nothing from them. There's no communication, there's nothing. But benching is they're constantly communicating with you. It may not be like frequent, but they are. They're sending you little texts, like I said, here and there, little memes or posts, just to keep that door open, just to let you know, hey, I'm still here, thinking about you. Not really, girl, they not. But you know, just to keep that door open, so that while they entertain other options, they have you in the back pocket. So when those options, if and when those options don't work out, then guess what? You up, come off the bench, girl, you know? So yeah, because they do like you, and they do see you as potential. So don't get me wrong. It's not like, oh, he's not that into you. Yeah, he likes you. They do see you as potential, and they like you. But you're plan B. Your plan B if the first pick doesn't work out. Your plan B if they have, you know, if they're finished with their, no, you're playing B if they're finished with whatever they got going on. Like I said, their school, their studies, their business, whatever it is, and they decide, you know what, now I'm ready. Okay, it's time for you. Because even if there's not another person in the picture, there could be other things that make you less of a priority. And do you really want to be connected to somebody or trying to get to know somebody that you're not a priority? You know, they're not making time for you. They're not making plans for you. They're not communicating with you. You're just on the back burner. You know, they just want to keep you around while they look at other options. And you don't want to do that. Because what happens is that affects your self-esteem. That could affect your, make you feel your self-worth and have you wondering, you know, what did I do? What's wrong with me? Why don't they want me? Why didn't they pick me? You know, being somebody's plan B is confusing. It's confusing because sometimes you get all their attention and then there's other times when they MIA, you know, so that's missing in action, you know, for those that don't know. But you know, so it's confusing. It's like, okay, you're hot, you're cold, I don't know. And it can, like I said, it can cause you to question yourself. But do not beat yourself up because it's on them. If they don't see, you know what, I just want to say that I don't want to be, and I don't want to be I don't want to be a plan B. You know, I don't want to be like number 2, because, you know, 2 is not a winner, and 3 nobody remembers why I went there, but I'm just saying I did. But what I'm saying is that you want to make sure that you're with someone that values you and someone that cares enough to put you first and foremost, you know. We're going to be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this short break, so stay tuned.
Wait. Okay, go. Yes. Ready?
Yes.
I am Empress Latanya Horn. I am the executive of the Little Pro Color Guard in Desiree here in Monroe, Louisiana, where we teach ages 4 to 24 how to twirl batons and how to spin flag. We also do personal development, fundraisers, year-round summer programs, workshops, and competition, and we build on camaraderie. So if you are interested, come join us.
Welcome back to tonight's episode of The Invisible Woman. We are talking about Plan B, by being benched. And I know we looked at it from the perspective of you being benched. But let's talk about you, little miss you, deciding to bench somebody else. So because that's not cool. That is not fair if you are the person that is benching somebody else, because you don't want to be playing with their emotions either. Oh, it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. No, you don't have the gun. No, so that's not fair. you don't want anybody to do that to you. So, you have to make sure that, like I said, even when you are out there dating, you are out there looking at different options, is that you are considerate of other people. Okay? So be considerate, communicate, make it known that, hey, you know what, I do like you. Um, but I know I had talked to somebody that was that somebody was on a dating app, and so she told me, she said that she was talking to this guy, and the guy told her he went out with this girl, and the girl told him, she's like, well, he's like, when can I see you again? And she said, probably about 2 weeks. Like, then he was like, about 2 weeks. She said, yeah, because I got a few more dates lined up. I was like, but, and in my head, I'm like, you know what? She was honest. So she communicated, and he was upset, and he didn't want to see her anymore. But at the same time, you have to respect what happened. What happened was she let you know that I am actively dating. I am not, like, I'm not settling. I'm actively dating. And you know what? But I do like you. You in the running? I don't know how that went. But my point is, it was the communication that was for me. You know how they say, oh, it was the whatever for me. It was the communication for me. And I was like, so that you can't be mad at somebody. If you're open and honest and you communicate with somebody and they don't receive that well, then it's not, you can't dictate how somebody receives something that you've put out there. You just have to put it out there and let them know. Of course, be tactful, but I'm just saying, you can't dictate how they take it. But yeah, he didn't take it so well. So he was like, oh, no, I'm just dating one person at a time. And that's your prerogative, as they say. That is, on you. But, and she didn't choose to do that. But she chose to let you know. I got to say this because I did not. Look, so while I was, preparing for the show and talking about benching, and I found this about it was talking about breadcrumbing. I was like, breadcrumbing, like what exactly? But let me tell you, breadcrumbing is like when you stop seeing somebody in person, but you still talk to them on social media, or you slide in their DMs every now and then. You're still talking to them, like I said, through their social media, but you're not seeing them in person. And that's probably, no, I know probably, you've been benched. So you're a plan B. And so they are still, like I said, just trying to keep that door open and trying to make sure that, you are aware that they're still alive and kicking and interested in you, so-called interested in you. But like I said, and breadcrumbing, y'all, that just sounds so bad. Like, do you want somebody's breadcrumbs? When you think about it like that, when you think about when you think about the fact that, because I know plan B sounds like, it might sound pretty good to some people, but when you think about breadcrumbs, they're giving you just a little bit just to keep you on the hook. Like, I don't know. It really don't sit well with me to be given breadcrumbs to keep my attention, because I tell you, we talked about getting high and being, raising our standards. Girl, that's not enough for me. It's really not, and hopefully it's not enough for you either, because you want somebody that is, like I said, is going to give you some attention, is going to be there for you, is going to choose you, not being, like I said, you can't have a commitment with a potential or a maybe. You don't want to do that. So, yeah, no breadcrumbs over here. No breadcrumbs. We're going to put that on the shirt. No breadcrumb, or no breadcrumbing. We're going to make that a thing. No breadcrumbing. But we're going to be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to tonight's episode of The Invisible Woman. We're talking about the plan B, about being benched. And sometimes You can be benched because you've done something wrong. I mean, like, or something they feel like you've done wrong, you know. And so what they what they do is kind of put you in timeout. You just kind of like, you still in there almost, but you in timeout. You on punishment right now. So that's why they're not really calling you. They're not really, texting you. They're not responding to you right now because you're in timeout because of something that you, like I said, something you did or something that they perceive that you've done. So it's just kind of like they're benching you because they're putting you in on punishment. That can happen. And so if that is the situation, or you feel like, because like I said, you don't really know. So a lot of times you don't really know why, like I was saying, why, it could be, like I said. So that's where the communication comes in. If we normally talk and you're not talking to me, then I'm going to reach out to you and kind of be like, hey, did I offend you? Did I do something? And then if you kind of like that's your opportunity, your window to let me know, girl, let me tell you. No, I'm just saying, but that's your opportunity to communicate and say, hey, you stepped on my Jordans, whatever. I don't know. You talk bad about my haircut. Whatever the situation is, there's an opportunity right there for you to let me know how I wronged you or offended you or what happened, or I didn't offend you. You just got some other stuff going on. Whatever the situation is, but that's your open opportunity to communicate. So do not be over here scratching your head, wondering what happened, what went wrong. If you want to continue to pursue being with this person, then communicate. Now, if you don't care, and you done already moved on, you've already buried the hope of the relationship or whatever y'all had going on. You're like, I'm on to the next one. Gone. And so then it doesn't matter. But if you want to know, and if you like that person and, you thought that they liked you too, you might want to know what happened. So I would say communicate. But like I said, some of y'all move around so fast, it'd be like, oh, you up at bat? Those are those people that stop benching people. No benchers. But yeah, it's just, I'm having fun this episode. It's not a fun per se episode, but I'm having fun because I'm just happy to be back. That's all. Excuse all this laughter. Just happy to be back. Because I missed you guys. I missed the emails. You know what? Now, one of y'all emailed me since I've been gone. Like, oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Yes, somebody did. I'm sorry. Yes, you did. I forgot. And thank you for reaching out to me. I almost forgot. I did. I did get an email. And I am going to make sure that I do what I said I was going to do. So I got you. Anyway, so I'm going to make sure I do what I said I was going to do because I'm a person of my word. We're going to take a short break and be right back with more Invisible Woman right after this quick break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to tonight's episode of The Invisible Woman. We are talking about Plan B, being benched. And I think that, I'm getting ready to wrap up, but I was just thinking that I think that when you put somebody on ice, that it's very similar to being benched. Because, when you kind of like put them on ice there, you like take a break from the whatever you guys got going on, oh, we're going to put a pause in this and then we're going to pick up at a later time, or just put a pause in it and melt like ice, But I think that's kind of similar to benching. So if somebody says to you kind of like, we're going to put this on ice, girl, you've been benched. Plan B. Plan B alert. Putting on ice, taking a break, pausing, any of that, benched. It's just like, it's a cute way to say it. We gotta put a pin in it. It sounds cute, don't it? But no, it's benched. I'm just like, let me break it down for you. Like, I'm just like, I feel like I'm being, I don't know, like, the person that's like taking the covers off the terminology or something. Like, let me pull the covers back on this. This is what benching means. This is what ghosting means. This is what putting it on ice means. This is what, like, I'm pulling the covers off. Like, y'all gonna be smart and savvy. You know, it's gonna be technical. Wait, how does it? Not technology. It's gonna be like the slang. You know, up with the lingo. You gotta learn the lingo, so you're gonna know. So you're gonna be on alert, and you're gonna be like, they're gonna be like, well, yeah, I think it'd be best if we, put this on ice, and you're gonna be like, oh, you benching me? No, without the attitude, but I'm just saying, so you'll know. Anyway, I have had a good time tonight. Probably more fun than I should have had for this episode, but it is what it is. I'm just happy to be back. And thank you so much to the Visible Woman of the Week. Go and check out her website. Go and check out her page. She got a lot of goodies going on, a lot of stuff going on for the girls, and it's just an amazing thing that she's doing out there in Louisiana. So definitely check that out. God bless and good night.